Hey everybody, welcome to this installment of the Booze Briefing. This is where I get to answer your dumbass questions about my two books. Joe's The Cold War Diaries, Volume 1 and 2, and Volume 3 is on the way. Had a great weekend of working on Volume 3. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get this into your hands. And where can you get our books? Amazon. That's right, get them on Amazon. And remember, every book we sell helps raise money and awareness for American Gold Star mothers, a cause near and dear to my heart, all my buddies' hearts, and hopefully your heart as well. Go learn about their mission. I think you'll appreciate what they're all about. See my email address up there? Shoot me a question about the books. Shoot me a drink recommendation. Even better, tell me you're gonna send me some free booze to try.
Hell yeah.
Or booze accessories. I'm all about that too, so good stuff. Listen, this is gonna be really interesting today. I think it was last week, or last episode, I did, or I'm sorry, 2 ago, I did James E. Pepper, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. You see it here. Notice it's down a wee bit. You'll notice something in the bottle though. I think you can notice it in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll try to zoom in on it here. But this is an aging stave. Let me show you about this. This is really cool. Show you a little something about this. These are from a little company just up here in the North Georgia mountains called BattleGround Farm. And you can check them out at battlegroundfarm.com. No, that is not a 50 caliber round, but it is a wooden charred aging staff or stave. And you can get them 1 at a time, 2 at a time. You can get a 3-pack. They also have, this is oak. They also have, I think, cherry and maple, I believe. Yeah, check them out. So you drop it in the bottle. In fact, started by a Marine Corps veteran by the name of Brooke Morris. Now, I got these from my sister probably about 2 years ago, maybe. And I forgot where I put them. And as I was getting the bar all set up, I found them. I'm like, you know what, I should try this out. So basically, it tells you here, you drop it into your favorite whiskey or bourbon, and you can take a sip each day until you get the desired sort of result. And what it's supposed to do is sort of smooth out or finish your brand of choice, right? So it kind of works like a bourbon barrel, but it's faster. It only takes 3-4 days. And they also say that you can reuse them from one bottle to the next. And I believe they say you can get up to 3 bottles worth of use out of it. I would imagine you probably want to let it dry before you put it into a separate bottle, or you can just leave it in. And that's what I did with this guy. It's been in there about a week and a half. Well, ever since I did that episode on the James E. Pepper. So yeah, Brooke Morris, U.S. Marine Corps veteran, right up here in BattleGround, Georgia, and you can save 20%, at least at the time that I got the card included in my pack, by entering Loyalty 20. And no, I don't get a kickback. He doesn't even know I'm making this video. Hopefully it'll help him out a little bit. But it is a veteran-owned business, battlegroundfarm.com. So what we're gonna do is see how it fares. So like I said, it's been here about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Oh, God, I love that sound. Both of them. I will tell you now, this, if you recall, this James E. Pepper is about 104, 105 proof. So a little bit more bite than I normally would go for. You can definitely smell it. I will tell you that you can definitely smell the effects that aging stave has had sitting in this bottle. It doesn't have any nose burn whatsoever. None at all. 104 proof, you'd expect, get a whiff and go, wow. No, but it's smooth. So yeah, let's give ourselves a little pour here. How cool is this? Okay, maybe a little bit bigger than a little pour.
Hell yeah.
It smells so oaky and warm. Yeah. So we'll let that sit. You can see it now. It's poking up out of the liquor. That's a big stave. It's kind of similar, I would imagine, to Oak and Eden. If you're familiar with the Oak and Eden brands, they have different ones. They have what they call wooden spires that come inside the bottle. Same type of concept, I think. Although this, you have the ability to take and put it in whatever you want. So yeah, this is going to be cool. We'll let that sit for a second here. And by the way, this is my Oak Sip charred wooden whiskey cup. They say glass, but it's a cup, obviously. Sent to me by Goonie Goo Goo, the Kentucky Wrangler. Such a great smell. We're going to let that sit. I can't wait to try that here in a second. All right. Challenge is still going on, folks. Remember, if we get to 1,000 subscribers on either Facebook or YouTube, I'm gonna take a bite or try to eat, and we'll see, this 1988 potatoes au gratin MRE side item, which is one of the last things I had in my rucksack when I left the service in 1989. Potatoes au gratin. I don't even think they make these anymore. I don't even think this is a legitimate side item. I may be holding on to the only one in the world that's still around. Not sure. Yeah, so challenge is still going on. What can you do to help? Like, subscribe, drop comments, guys. Comments really drive these algorithms on Facebook and YouTube, whatever. If they see that people are commenting, you know, saying, hey, I loved it, asking questions, doing whatever, making jokes, whatever, they figure, hey, maybe other people want to see it too. So it gets a little bit more visibility. So yeah, give us a hand with that, would you? You know you want to see me stick a fork in this mess. I got to tell you, it's that's gonna be some bullshit. Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, all right. So we got a couple of questions today. The first one is from Paisan, if I'm saying that right. Paisan 73. What do you think would have happened to the dude who was the mad shitter if you guys had actually caught his ass in the act? That's story in volume 2. For those that haven't read it, there was someone defecating in the barracks in front of people's squad bay doors, things like that, and we never caught him. So I guess at first I would probably assume he was pranking somebody or getting revenge. Like if I caught the guy, you know, I go to take a leak in the middle of the night and I look down the hall and he's down there, you know, doing his business, right? And I probably would have said something to him like the next day. I'd probably been like, hey man, what the hell was that all about? And if he told me, hey, I was getting back at, you know, Private Snuffy or something, you know, that would have probably been the end of it. But because it became like a thing where it wasn't targeted, it was just a random, you know, probably would have whipped his ass. I think most of us would have. Like once it became known that there was a dude doing this kind of thing, it wouldn't have even been blanket parties. Blanket parties have like a little subtlety to them, right? It kind of happens over here, barracks justice, right? You move on. Now, I think it would have made his mess even messier because we probably would have kicked his ass, probably right there in the hallway. Let's give this a go. This is the James E. Pepper Kentucky Straight Whiskey, Bourbon Whiskey, 104 proof with the aging stave from BattleGroundFarm.com in an oak sip charred cup. Man, does it get any better than this? Let's try this out. Yeah, that's good. It still has some bite in it, obviously. It didn't take it all away. It's bolder. It's like a deeper flavor. Kind of hard to describe. It's a deeper flavor for sure. It smells, you know, when you smell it, you don't really smell the bite. When you taste it, obviously, it's maybe not as bitey as it was before. I mean, it's still there, but it definitely has a bolder taste. And I'd be curious to try the cherry and the maple. I bet that would be, you know, depending on what you put it in. Boy, that's good. You get the combo of the charred oak cup, the aging stave, some high octane whiskey. Oh man, that's good stuff. All right, second question of the day. This is going to be interesting. All right, so I know that you support AGSM, that's American Gold Star Mothers, with the books. And I think that is awesome. By the way, this is from Liam. I forgot to say that. I know that's awesome. You support AGSM. Have the people there actually read your books? Do they know about all of this crazy shit? LOL. They do, or they did. And let me clarify what I mean by that. When I wrote the first book, it was 2016. It was published in 2017. And I wanted to have it go to a good cause. You know, I wanted it to support a good cause. And of course, I told the story about why I chose American Gold Star Mothers, one of the earlier episodes of the Booze Briefing here. And so, you know, when you're going to use somebody's name or say that you're going to help, you're going to raise money to help a cause, you want to be careful. You want to make sure that things align, as it were. I'm hard pressed to think of some analogy that would make sense, but I don't know. You kind of know where I'm going about it. I wanted them to be aware, hey, when I wrote them, I said, hey, I'm writing this book. I just had the first one in mind at the time, and I want to use it to raise money for you guys. And they were like, oh, that's great. That's great. I was like, hold on, not done yet. Let me finish. So I actually told them, I said, hey, listen, there's a lot of language, a lot of GI language, right? Joe language in these books, or this book. And so just letting you know, there's some adult situations. There's alcohol references, drug references, I think, sexual situations, all kinds of stuff. It's all these crazy stories from our misspent youth. And, I said something to the effect of, there's a lot of F-bombs, among other things. And the gal who was the president at the time, and I don't have her name handy, but she wrote me back, because I was going back and forth with her in email. And she said, now she knew of me because I knew the prior president, and it's kind of how I got the introduction. At any rate, so she replied and she goes, fuck yeah, I think it's great. I don't care. Do it. I was like, fuck yeah, all right. So they knew about it at least then, right? So if anyone from American Gold Star Mothers is watching today, know that our heart's in the right place with these books. They're all true stories. We don't purport to be endorsed by American Gold Star Mothers, nor would we ever. But this is just a way of helping them. And some of the people in these books lost their lives. They in turn created Gold Star Mothers, and I kind of look at it like that too, I guess. But so they did know about it at one point. That they changed the presidency. I think it's every couple of years, maybe every year. But they do, they'll elect a new president. So they did at one point. So I guess that's good. So at any rate, doing the old Joe's checklist here, the Licka checklist, patented by the way. Don't steal my chart. I'll sue you. Took a lot of research to make this chart. BattleGround Farm Aging Stave, James E. Pepper, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, man, and Oak Sip Charred Cup. It's a great combo. At any rate, that's it for this booze briefing today. Keep your canteens full of whiskey. Keep your boots muddy. Why clean them? Don't clean them. They're just going to get dirty again. And make your future stories worth telling, guys. Love you. Rampage, Wee Pierce.
Dismissed.